What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we have some pretty big news with the kind of like timeline for AFK Journey. For the longest time we've been asking, will we get, collabs? Because as you know, games like AFK Arena have had collabs with Overlord, with Slime, with ReZero, Persona 5. There's just been so many. Heck, even some more popular ones out there like Assassin's Creed and stuff. They've had a lot of different collabs, and now we've had a spoiler at a press event that they had, I guess, somewhere over in Asia there. You can see the launch of the game was coming out. We have, the launch of the Globally game with this month, which is there. And then we have some things coming up on the path. I don't necessarily know what this one is here, but this is H2, the second half of this year for 2024. But the big thing is in first half of both, or I guess the first and second half, we're expecting collabs for this game coming out, and that could be really interesting because I do think the way that they do collabs in AFK Arena is really cool. However, I almost feel like they're just going to be full complete heroes when they come to AFK Journey, and I don't know if we're going to get kind of rehashes of ones that we've already had in AFK Arena, but I want to show you guys exactly what that system looks like in Arena because it's a really cool system, and I honestly hope it comes to AFK Journey as well because it helps using heroes that you might have built to max but you don't use anymore, and you now make them useful. So number one, yes, this is AFK Arena once again for those of you guys who don't know, and you will notice there are some different icons down the bottom here. Of course, there's like the new dragons, there's what we're used to, the 4 factions and Celestial and Hypogean, and then there's what they call dimensional heroes, and you might see one of them right out of the gate that I got and maxed out the second an event came out for this hero. Ainz Ooal Gown. Yes, we have heroes from all sorts of different anime out there, and he's kind of one of my favorite that I really hope comes to the game because his skill set is really cool. But you'll notice there's this weird linking system down here, right? You see this link going on and you're like, well, what's going on with that? Well, in this game, it's really interesting. The fact is you don't have to get a ton of copies of this new hero that's coming to game. You can see here we got Ainz, we have Albedo, we even have King Arthur, Pendragon Arthur, we have the Prince of Persia, we have Ezio from Assassin's Creed. There's a lot more than even that because if you really want to see all of the heroes, you can literally jump down here and you can see everything that we've had so far. We got Arthur, like I said, Ukio, Ezio, Prince of Persia, Albedo, Ainz Ooal Gown, Queen. I think this one, these two are from Persona 5. There's just Merlin, Leonardo. I don't know what this collab was, but there was one. Joan of Arc. We got Geralt in here. We have Yennefer, of course, with him. We have Mulan, which is cool. Amelia. This one was actually really interesting from ReZero. Rem, everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Rem. We even have heroes like Robin Hood, Shuna. Oh, the Slime collab. I've heard Shuna's really good. Rimmeru's in here. And you can see there's just a whole collab. There's a whole bunch of these heroes that are added to the game. But the way that these work is really cool. Now, I previously mentioned the fact that you don't need to get like a ton of this hero. What happens is you can use an old hero that you might already have maxed out, Supreme Plus or something, and it really sucks because you get a hero built up and then they're just not relevant anymore. Well, in AFK Arena, you can then take those old heroes and link them to the new copy of the dimensional hero, and the dimensional hero just inherits that level, which is really cool. Now, one thing to note is with these heroes, very early on, you couldn't quite get them free to play, so I don't expect the first collabs to be very free to play friendly, but after a couple of them came out, I think once Ainz came out, it got to the point where you could just get them completely for free just by participating in the special events. Now, of course, there were perks to getting them day one, and I think they were usually like 20 or 30 bucks or something like that in AFK Arena. I don't know if that's changed, and I don't know necessarily if that information is 100% correct, because really the last time I did it was when Ainz came to the game. But the fact was you could just unlock them instantly with, money and stuff. Otherwise, you could just grind out the event and you can get stuff done. There were some other things, like the exclusive equipment and everything like that, which I don't remember if they actually inherit that. and their artifact and stuff, I feel like there were still things you needed to get, such as gear and things like that that are, you know, geared towards the specific hero, but it was a much easier system, and I hope if that does come to AFK Journey, we get a very, very similar system. And that would be hugely helpful as well, because I mean, even if you take a look at your list, even on my free-to-play account, there's heroes that like we don't really use much anymore, or we just passively upgrade heroes. Like, how many of you guys probably have like a mythic plus supreme plus Nero, but how many times do you actually use this hero? I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've tried to force this hero to work and it simply doesn't, and having him built to mythic plus supreme plus kind of feels useless. But if you could link a dimensional hero to this copy for the progression, that would be a really cool thing, because like I said, there's a lot of heroes. I mean, there's actually some that I still haven't even bothered leveling up. You can see down the bottom here, there's plenty of A level and S levels that I just really haven't bothered power leveling up. Granted, a lot of these we could probably finish out between two different things, like the arena store, we could buy more copies up, the dream store. We're just sitting on these dream fragments for now, until there's a reason to upgrade heroes like Parisa, Faye, Kafra. Man, I can't even remember Kafra's name half the time. Until there's a reason to level them up, I'm pretty much just gonna sit on those dream tokens, because I already probably have enough heroes that rarely get used. I mean, you guys know how much I love Seth as a hero, and I think he's potentially, like, he's borderline usable in so many different game modes, but he just isn't quite there. Without a buff, he's not ever going to be meta, really. Even in the niche PvP teams with Shakir, he kind of dies too fast. This is another hero that like I wanted to build, and we good. Another hero that might be absolutely doo-doo after the Song of Strife season is Citrana. The main reason why I built her up was for magic damage dealing teams against bosses and stuff, and that's just because she had a really cool synergy. However, when you drop that off, the rest of her kit is just pretty lacking. So a lot is also going to come into play based on what season you're in, but luckily in AFK Arena you can switch what hero your dimensional hero is linked to, or at least when I was playing I feel like you could do that. But yeah, there's just so many heroes that just aren't used. I mean, Igor on our account we don't use. As much as I loved using Soren right now, I kind of use him nichely in like the Supreme Arena for like a Mauler type team. But there's just so many heroes that like you build up and might have uses in one game mode, but then just have completely no uses elsewhere. Sylvina, another good example. It would be another hero that we could link to very easily. And I just hope that system does come over. If we get a system where we literally have to level heroes from scratch and get like 9 copies of a dimensional hero, a collab hero, that would kind of suck. It really would. So let me know what you guys think on the topic. I'm excited for them to come to AFK Journey. I feel like the first couple might be purely pay to win, as in you got to spend like 20-30 bucks to get the copy. And then in future ones, I do think they'll become pretty much free as long as you're doing all the tasks. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.